So, our first guest has a book that is a finalist for the American Fiction Awards, and um, I have a copy. He sent me my own copy that he autographed. Uh,
Nice.
and I thought that was very nice. In fact, I was going to give it away, but he autographed it to me, so that wouldn't really work. So when I saw that it was autographed to me, I said I'm going to keep it and read it. So the book is called The Chinaberry Tree, and we're waiting for him to come on screen. There he is. Um, so I appreciate the book, but we heard about this from the information that went out with the American Fiction Awards and the people who were finalists for the awards. And so we decided to have you on the show. And so welcome Jerome Saintjones to Black Authors Matter TV. And you need to unmute.
All right. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
now we can hear
Yes.
you.
Oh, great, great. Thank you for
Yes.
having me.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, now where are you joining us from?
I'm
Where
in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, Huntsville, Alabama.
Wonderful.
We
Right,
have a Huntsville, Texas too. So and I'm in
right, right.
it's not that far. It's where what school? Sam Houston State University is in Huntsville.
Okay.
And also a
Well,
big prison complex. So I don't know if they're side by side or not.
well, on a brighter note,
That's
actually
funny.
a pretty huge author boom going on in Huntsville. There are quite a few authors there. Dr.
Mm,
LaTracy is there with Black Authors Rock. We have
okay.
Mark Lacey, who's also in
Yeah, I know
Huntsville.
Mark. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. He's Mark Lacey. Mhm.
He's been at it a long time, I think.
Yes, and
absolutely.
yeah, we've known him a long time too. Probably
Okay.
since he got started.
Wow.
He's been on the
Wow.
show a couple of times over the
Now,
years.
both of you native to Houston?
No, neither
No,
one of us are native to Houston.
Okay.
I live in Houston now, but
Okay.
I was raised, not born, but raised in Newport News, Virginia.
Okay.
I actually was born in San
right. And I
Antonio
grew up in
and moved around.
I yeah, I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I
All
live in the
right.
DMV now.
One of my favorite cities.
Oh, okay. All right. So you, in your description of your efforts to write this book, you mentioned that you worked on it off and on for 30 years. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's kind of embarrassing, but
No,
if you
no. We've had people who work
right,
now. I think 30 is the longest period of time I've heard somebody say.
right.
But we've had people
Yeah.
say they were 20, 25 years working on their
Yeah,
concepts.
I mean, life happens. Sometimes it's a
Mhm.
lot of research involved. There are
Exactly.
lots of reasons why it takes a while to write a book. So I don't
Right.
want you to think that it's embarrassing at all.
Exactly. And it wasn't that I wasn't writing, but I was in public relations for an
Okay.
HBCU, and I was writing all the time, just not for myself, you know.
Okay.
I
Okay.
understand
Just
that.
off and on,
I'm
and
in
I was
public
like,
relations, so I understand.
right. And I was at a small shop, and so I was doing a whole lot of things, almost on call all the time. So it just, like you said, life gets in the way.
Yeah, well, the fact that you, when you finally did it, you became a finalist for the American Fiction Awards. That's great. A lot of people can't say that about their books. Well, most people, a lot of people, labor in the vineyards for many years and never get
Mhm.
real recognition.
Well,
So,
well, thanks. I'm honored by that, but it makes you feel a little bit better to know that your efforts might be paying off somewhere.
well, at
Absolutely.
least
Well,
you did it. Some people just talk about writing
That's
right.
books
true.
and
That's true.
they never pull the trigger on it.
That's true.
Well, tell us about this book that took 30 years to write.
Well, let's see, the Chatterberry tree, it's sort of like if you open it up, when it opens up, you get into this stream of consciousness of Arnold Giovanni, who's I guess you can call him the protagonist, and he's a white professor at a historically black college. And he has this fascination with black culture and especially black women. He has this thing where he's always into black conversations. He's eavesdropping on people. He's in this, the Chinaberry Tree is a local bar. And
Okay.
he's like a regular in that bar. So he's always picking up information and whatnot. And this
Mhm.
one day, the day that I call Judgment Day, he's kind of like found out. Some of the members in the bar are kind of like upset with him. And that's what presents him in this opening tirade. He's going through all of the agony that he's feeling, having all these black eyes looking at him and beginning to question him. And so that's how it opens up. If you can kind of think, if you remember Chaucer with the Canterbury Tales,
Yes.
it's about 2 dozen different characters, and each character had their own
Hmm.
and their own story. This is kind of like a modern day African American version of that. We get to see all of the things that Arnold Giovanni has been putting in that journal. And we call it sort of like a little vignettes of colonization. So we go through those different tales of 24 different characters showing the Black experiences from 24 different views. And so that's pretty much kind of like a gist of it without
Yeah, you
giving
don't
it
want to give
their
away
ending.
spoilers.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Right. So basically the white professor at the school um is kind of privy to each of the stories that you present in the book.
Right, right. And these are stories that he's been kind of like recording. Because he has this journal that he's always writing on. People are kind of loose, they're drinking and they talking and they're telling their backgrounds and whatnot, and he scribbles it around. If they ask him what's he doing, he says, "Oh, I'm just taking some notes for my classes or that kind of thing." But uh, but one day it finally just reaches ahead, and they kind of like confront him about it.
So
So does
this,
he
oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Gwen.
well, I wanted to know if the setting, where is it? What's the
It's,
setting for the
it's
book?
a small black college town. It could,
Okay,
there are a lot of those throughout the
there
whole
are. So
HBCU area.
you don't name it. You don't name the state or the
Well,
city, or
I give it a
you give a
fictional name called
fictional name.
Ebonia.
Okay. So and what state is it in? Do you give that?
There's a hint that it could be Alabama, but it could really be anywhere because since almost most of the HBCUs are in the South anyways, but it could be almost
That's
in any southern state.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron.
And of
Well,
course,
I was
you know that I'm a Tuskegee graduate, but it's not all about Tuskegee in particular. But I am a Tuskegee graduate.
Oh, okay. Okay.
so I'm just wondering, each of the stories is told from his perspective. So is he kind of
Right.
injecting his opinion as he
Right.
tells the stories?
Exactly. He captures it, but there's a little tinge to a lot of the different storytelling. He captures a lot, but there's a lot of times there isn't really true perspective. He misses some things. In some situations, he might over sexualize some things and add some little things that really aren't there. But we kind of like find that out later on in the story.
That sounds
Okay.
actually interesting.
It does. It sounds different.
Well,
Hmm.
thanks. Yeah.
So what time period, what era is it?
It kind of goes different periods because it goes from you could say maybe late 60s or early 70s on up through the 80s because they're from different characters, so we get different aspects of their lives, different periods and whatnot. But it can go from maybe mid 60s on up to maybe the early 90s, really.
Okay. Do you
Yes.
have a copy of the book with you?
Yes. Uh-huh. Sure do. Yep. Got it.
Yeah, hold it up.
Oh, hold it
And
up.
and I
Okay.
have my copy as well that you
All
sent.
right.
Now
Okay.
that looks like a paperback, is it?
Yeah, this is the paperback version.
Okay, so it's in hardcover too.
Hardcover too, right.
Mhm.
Right.
So that's
And I
so
see
that's
you have a little badge on it. It says the book won awards.
But that's the finalist decal from the Book Fest, American Fiction Association. Right. So I put that in.
Wonderful.
And there's
mhm.
another one called the International Impact Book Award. You might have heard of that too, International
Yes.
Yes.
Impact. So I have that one, but I haven't received a seal yet. But I have that one as well.
Oh, okay. Now were you a finalist or a winner in that for
A
that one?
winner, a winner in
What
that.
what category?
It was African American fiction.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's see.
All
See,
right.
you wait 30 years and then you break out with an award-winning book. That's
Well, how about that? Yeah.
Well, I tell people all the time that Ta-Nehisi Coates, when he wrote The Water Dancer, he he mentioned that that book took him 10 years to write,
Wow.
and once the book was finally published, it received a lot of accolades. So
Right.
sometimes it's okay to not rush through a book. I think these days there are so many authors out there who want to be able to say they wrote 7 books in 2 years,
Right.
or they've written 50 books and they've only been published for 5 years, because
Right.
they're rushing through their books. So
Right.
sometimes when you take your time and really make the story tell the story the way it should be told,
Right.
good things come. And I think your book is a great example of that,
Well,
that
thank you.
you took your time writing this book and you're getting great accolades for it.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm kind of in it for the long haul, so we'll see. We'll see where
Yes,
it goes. Right.
okay. And when you take a long time to write a book, um, if it's historical, you can make that work
Right.
because you're not having to. A lot of times when you're writing contemporary fiction, uh, if you take too long to write the story, the the technology changes. So if you're mentioning technology in the book,
Right.
then you have to make adjustments. But if it's historical, it's already set in the past. And sounds like you may have started like it might have been contemporary when you started, but since it
Right.
took 30 years, now it's historical.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You can get a lot of experiences in 30 years. You get a lot of things happen. You meet a lot of people. You learn, you deal with a whole lot of different, attitudes and conversations. You pick up a whole lot of things over that period of time. So it kind of seasons you.
Right.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
they're in different, that's at least, well, maybe one and a half generations.
Right.
It's the way people view things and experience things changes
Right.
over time during that time.
Now,
And
both of you are authors, right? So
we are.
how was it for your first novel? What was it like?
Well, I didn't write a novel for,
Okay.
well, my first, I have a variety of books. So they're all different genres. I have two novels that are mysteries. I have 6 children's books. I have 2 books that have economic background with them on economic topics. I have one book about how to write a book. I have a book about a spiritual book that's Bible based. 21 of Satan's schemes, tricks, and devices that took me 2 years of studying the Bible. So I write based on and my one that has gotten the most attention is one that I do a new issue of every January, and that's about going to college debt free with scholarships.
Okay.
So that one got me an NAACP Image Award nomination,
Oh, wow.
and I've
Okay.
been publishing it for 10 years, and then my daughter and I wrote a book together. So it's 14 girls. So I have a variety of genres, and my novels both took me 5 years apiece to write, and the second one's a sequel. So
Okay.
it fiction takes me longer to write. I'm better at children's books are somewhat easy. It's more the illustrations. You have to get a good illustrator.
Right.
But I have 15 books altogether,
Well, that's
and I'm working
fantastic.
on another. I'm hoping to have another one next year. That's my plan, is to release it next year.
Right.
But Rhonda can give you her biography in terms of her books that she's published.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I'm a 23-time published author. I have a variety of novels, novellas. I have workbooks because I also teach writing. And then I also have my novels. So I'm a fiction writer at heart. So most of my full-length books are going to be fiction books. But like I said, I also I'm also a person who likes to teach writing. So I have workbooks on um, on helping you to get publicity for your work. I have a workbook on helping you to improve your craft of writing. And my latest workbook is called Mastering the Game, 101 Secrets to the Literary Game. So I'm kind of that publicist and literary strategist. I want to help people to not only write their books, but to write their books well.
Right. Okay, that's great. So you two are veterans, huh?
Yeah,
Well, we've
I
been
would
around for a little
say
while.
we have.
That's
We've been in
great.
the book
That's
industry for 25 years,
right.
both
Now,
of us.
what do the two of you find most disheartening about the
No, we're
industry,
supposed to be
especially
interviewing you, Mr.
self-publishing?
Yeah, this
Jerome.
this is
Okay.
supposed to be
Well, I'm
about
trying to
you.
get some feedback, trying to understand, trying to get some feedback. Well, you know, I'm public relations.
I know. I told you I'm in public relations too, and sometimes you can't help but slip
Right,
into that mode.
Yeah, but disheartening. I don't really have anything that's been disheartening about publishing my books. I, you know,
Well,
I I didn't seek to. I didn't know I was going to be a published author when I first started. And when I did my first book in January of 2008, that's the one. It has an economic uh, theme.
right,
I thought that was it. I got my first published book, and that's it. And I never even imagined I would have 15 books. So, because I'm around it so much and I work with other authors promoting their books, and we have this show every week, and we're involved in so many different things. I'm national coordinator for a major book event, the National Black Book Festival, and Rhonda's the literary correspondent for the event. So we're so busy, we don't really have time to be disheartened. But I don't want to speak for Rhonda because but for me, I'm so busy. I focus on my goals, my plans, my strategies. That's what I focus on.
okay.
oh, so you want me to answer the question? I was going. The only thing I find disheartening about this industry is the number of people who only treat writing like a side hustle
Right,
or just a way to make some money, and they don't put any heart or time into their craft.
right,
They couldn't name five trailblazers in the literary industry, but they want to be best-selling authors. So I think that's the only thing I find disheartening, and that's coming from the bottom of my heart. That's
right.
the only thing I find disheartening about the literary industry.
Okay. That's
Yeah, I
interesting.
should have. Now that you mentioned that, I with having so many authors at the book festival, and many of them are one first time authors, and they only have one book, and they in their minds they kind of compare themselves to people who are veterans that have been writing and publishing for 50, have 50 books and that. So you,
Right,
it's a long term uh journey. It's not a one off. If you want to be a flash in the pan, then okay. But as Rhonda said and alluded to, uh, authors who don't read, that bothers me
mm,
because you can't write a book if you haven't read some books to
right,
even know what a book is supposed to look like. The formula, the principles for writing a book if you don't read. And that's something that can be bothersome. But
right,
for me personally, I just tend to focus on my goals and my plans and my strategies. And I'm always planning. I'm always thinking about the future. And uh, sometimes I make a turn. Like I could have one book in mind that I'm writing, and then something else comes to my mind, and I might switch gears for a minute. But I'm always thinking about the future. So
okay. But was number two difficult? Book number
no,
two, was that the most
no,
difficult?
book number two was my novel.
Okay,
And so that took 5 years. So it wasn't difficult. I wrote two chapters and then put it in my drawer and forgot about it for 3 years. And then I went back and said, you know what? Maybe I'll write this book. Let me go back and look at two chapters I wrote. Then I read them and I said, this is pretty good. Let me keep going. So it took me 2 more years after that. But after that, the books kind of was like rapid succession, maybe two a year. I might skip a year, but after that, you get to be an old hand at it after a while.
I see. So the both of you are like Walter Mosley, huh?
Oh no. Well, I won't claim that. He's a
Yeah, I won't claim that either. But now, speaking of second books,
Yeah.
what's going on with you?
yes.
I haven't really given it a lot of thought yet because
Okay.
I guess because this one has taken so long, I'm not quite sure. I haven't taken it where I think it needs to go yet. So I haven't given much thought to that second one yet, but I think it's in me, but I just don't think I'm ready for it just yet.
Yeah. So are you empty? Did you pour everything into this first book? Or
Um,
do you think you have
not
some more
well,
stories in
not in
that?
terms, I guess not in terms of the creativity, but just the energy, just wanting to know whether I would ever get it done, because I'm like 66 now. So I figured I didn't have time to try to gamble with maybe traditional publishing and looking for agents. And, I just felt I just have time for, all that. So I had to try to go another route because I kind of looked at all of it as kind of like a little gamble. And
Okay.
so,
Did you self-publish this book?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, at least you put some effort into the way it looks
right.
because a lot of people don't, and it doesn't look self-published.
Well,
So
good.
that is a testament
That's
to
good.
you wanting to have a professional product.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Because I
Yeah.
guess if you had known, I wouldn't be here, huh?
No, that's not true. Because what got our attention was the book was a finalist,
Thanks.
and it's also historical fiction,
Okay.
and that's my favorite genre. So
Okay.
if it sounds interesting, it catches my attention, and then
Okay.
I'll take a look and investigate and see if
All
we
right.
can get the person on.
All right.
So you don't know yet if you're going to continue on. This might be your body of work that
I think I will do another one, but it's just that
you're
it's
thinking
just
about
not yet.
topics.
Not yet.
Okay,
Uh,
now this book, when did this book come out?
Actually, it was the publication date was April of this year.
Okay, I knew it was
Right.
this year. But so
Oh, that's actually awesome that the book was only published a couple of months ago and you've already
Right.
received the awards for it and
Yeah.
you're getting feedback on the book.
Right.
What kind of reviews have you received?
Pretty good. I got a really good view from I guess it's called Book Life. Well, in Reedsy, I think they're kind of connected there.
Yes.
Reedsy. And so
okay.
it was pretty good, review there. And I got another one that was like a 5 star. I've forgotten my little list and whatnot, but they've
You
been pretty
can't
good.
get much better than that.
Huh?
No,
Well, thanks.
Y-
Well, thanks.
no. So the what do you want people to get from this story? I
Well,
know it's a novel,
I
but
kind of hope they are like me because I love books and like I'm the one I collect a lot of them and I haven't been able to read as much as I really want to. So I hope it just doesn't end up in a collection that people really don't dive into it and maybe get what they can pull out of it. Because I think it has a lot of lessons that people can find out about how people have lived their lives and how they've come to terms with the happenings around them and whatnot. So I think it has a lot to offer people and men, women, and they have all these universal themes of love. But one good thing about it, it's not a it's definitely an adult book. If
okay.
you dive into one of the couple of the chapters, you'll know it's it's an adult book, but I think it is well worth the read.
Okay. Now,
And well, we are running out of
we
the
are
time,
we
unfortunately. We only have a couple minutes
Okay.
left. Yeah, can you tell us where we can find the book?
Yeah, I think that the easiest route is through Amazon. We get the hard copies and the paperbacks and I think the
Hmm.
Kindle version.
Did you
And
do the audio for it? Did you select
I'm
audio as audio?
working on trying to do that audio part because I know a lot of people prefer that now,
Yeah,
especially
like me.
going to the gym and that kind of thing. And right. So I'm working on that. Any
Yeah.
suggestions? No?
I
No.
I
It's
talked with a narrator last night, and she did a phenomenal job with the book that she narrated. I think the key to a good audiobook is a good narrator. It may be a good story, but if that narrator can't deliver it well,
Hmm.
then I have been known to take a book back just because the narration was so bad.
Wow.
So yeah, just be very careful and don't be afraid of auditioning people.
Okay. Now, does it have to cost you an arm and a leg?
Well, I will tell you, it takes a lot to narrate a book. Just because the book might be 3 or 4 hours total with the finish hours, you also have to think about the hours that they put in to get
Yeah,
that perfect finished product.
right.
And then you have to look at the editing that goes along with it. So talking with this narrator I talked to last night, just gave me a really huge appreciation for what
Mhm.
narrators go through to make your book sound the best it can.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
audiobooks are more and more popular.
Right.
I'm not an audiobook listener,
Really?
but Rhonda is. Uh,
Okay.
so I may be in the future, but I just hadn't. I tried it once, and it maybe it was the book. But I'm not against trying it now. So,
Right.
um, but it's just not something. My thing is I
Okay.
rather have a book. In fact, used to have the Kindle. I still have it somewhere. But a couple of years ago, I went back to the physical books. I
Right.
really prefer the physical book.
Well,
So and books aren't going anywhere anytime soon. So
yeah.
people there's a core group, a percentage of the population that reads books,
Thank God.
and they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mr.
Well,
St.
thank
Jones, for
you.
being on
And
Black
both of
Author
you.
Matter
Thank
TV,
you. I
and
really appreciate it.
congratulations on the success of your book.
Well, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Enjoyed talking with both of you.
And
Okay.
same here. You take care and best wishes to you.
Thanks very much.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.